coming this evening. I'd like to welcome up our MC for this evening. Her name is Hannah Stanislaus, and she's a published and performance poet from a publishing company. She's a publishing company director and a Churchill Fellow who traveled to America to research the power of poetry in education. I think it's wonderful. And she's going to recite a poem as well, which is wonderful. Please welcome up Hannah Stanislaus. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. So I was downstairs and I was reading the values of the Universal Peace Federation. So I wrote this while I was sitting downstairs. We are the interfaith peace builders who take no notice of the bulldozers of hate. Created by one God, we stand together, voices of change. Harmonies transcend diversity, resilient when they try to silence us. Our cultures unite and we can thrive, so we tell our story. This one world family knows no place to hide. Serving anyone who comes to feast at our table, we turn no one away. Uniting nations with spirituality, maintaining security peacefully, hoping to educate and help human development instead of waiting for our extinction. Thank you. So my name is Hannah Stanislaus. Thank you, Robin, for the introduction, and I will be your host this evening. I'd like to introduce back onto the stage to open up with the welcome address, Robin Marsh, Secretary General of the UPF UK. Robin Marsh.
That's great. It's amazing. You made that poem downstairs. Wow. So we have amazing creativity, all of us. And we're going to hear a lot more, I'm sure, about that. But I'm very happy to promote this activity. We call it the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace, which is a section of Universal Peace Federation. And Sangita Swechcha has been running this as chair for the last couple of years. We've done 4 or 5 events, and I remember many of them, many different contributions. The Elam Tamil dancers and the Korean Little Angels, a dancing troupe from Korea came. And in their history, they had gone from South Korea, where they're based, to North Korea, which is an enemy country. But they had performed together in the same language. And then together with the North Korean girls' dancing troupe, they had also come to South Korea. And that spoke to me in a way that culture can reach, to make peace, it can reach to people's hearts beyond political boundaries. I think the founders of Universal Peace Federation, they created a number of cultural initiatives like the Universal Ballet, Kirov Ballet Academy in the West, to use culture in a way to reach beyond political boundaries, to reach and move people's hearts. And that's what we're about today. Universal Peace Federation looks to peacemaking in many different ways, in business and also through dialogue, through interfaith religious leaders, through women's groups, through youth groups. So there are many ways to work on peace, but culture is such an amazing bridge between cultures to help people to aspire to greater things than their own selves. So with that, I will end. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Robin. I made a note of the beyond political boundaries line. I think that is very beautiful, actually. All right, I would like to now introduce Eva Chen, who is the director of the Universal Peace Federation, who is going to come up and discuss after the video. Okay. So could we please have the Universal Peace Federation UK introductory video, Raymond? Thank you.
UPF had its inaugural assembly on September 12, 2005 at the Lincoln Center in New York City. Reverend Sun Myung Moon delivered the keynote address.
In closing, I ask you to devote your best efforts for the development and the success of the Universal Peace Federation. Thank you. Thank you.
After UPF was founded, there was a series of world tours where the message of UPF was taken literally to every corner of the world.
That it is time for all nations and religions to break down their barriers. Through this, the era of one family under God will arrive and last forever.
UPF is God's cherished hope. The founders spoke repeatedly of an international peace highway connecting the world from Santiago, Chile to London, across the Bering Strait, what has come to be known as the Peace Road, and a vision for a renewed United Nations. UPF emerged on the foundation of decades of programs initiated by its founders and carried out in all parts of the world. Its growth and development over the past 15 years has been dramatic, if not miraculous, owing in large part to the work of tens of thousands of ambassadors for peace, peace activists, and volunteers who draw from all nationalities, religions, ethnicities, cultures, and traditions, bound together by a vision of peace, a vision of humanity as one global family under one God. The range of programs over the years has been both broad and expansive, from character education to strengthening the family, from conflict prevention to conflict resolution, from poverty reduction to environmental stewardship, from interfaith dialogue to youth service initiatives, from support of the United Nations to partnerships with the African Union, and a wide range of international organizations and NGOs. UPF has a global, multinational, multi-faith network of more than 100,000 ambassadors for peace who support and contribute to the mission and works of UPF. UPF's highest award, the Leadership and Good Governance Award, has been given to distinguished leaders the world over. The World Summit Series is UPF's flagship program involving the highest level of leaders from around the globe, including current and former heads of state and government, to address the critical challenges facing humanity.
Very appropriate that we're here on the 100th anniversary of Reverend Moon's birth, because out of the devastation of World War II and the Korean War, he and his bride found the courage to dream that they could achieve something. And it is amazing what they have created together.
Programs have been successfully held in Korea, the USA, Senegal, South Africa, Nepal, Cambodia, and other nations. The most recent structural innovation within UPF has been the creation of a set of associations dedicated to collaboration among leaders from various fields. These pillar associations are the International Summit Council for Peace, was initiated by UPF co-founder Dr. Hak Jahan Moon in 2019 on the occasion of World Summit 2019 in Seoul, Korea. IAACP is an international network of current and former heads of state and government. The International Association of First Ladies, IAFLP, a project of the IAACP, affirms and uplifts the unique role of First Ladies in contributing to peace and development. IAFLP brings together current and former First Ladies from throughout the world, drawing upon their experience and wisdom as women leaders and as role models who serve their countries in significant ways. The International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, IAPP, is a worldwide association of parliamentarians which provides a forum to bring their experience and wisdom to bear in the search for solutions to our world's problems. UPF maintains that any successful strategy for peace must take into account the spiritual dimension of our human identity, experience, and interactions. Based on this worldview, UPF initiated the Interreligious Association for Peace and Development, IAPD. The International Media Association for Peace, IMAP, represents a worldwide professional network of journalists who support a socially responsible and moral media. IMAP recognizes the vital role that journalists play in providing objective reporting to foster an informed citizenship. The International Association of Academicians for Peace, IAAP, is a global interdisciplinary academic initiative aimed at contributing toward the realization of a world of lasting peace. IAAP is dedicated to building professional networks for academicians to foster a world of peace. The International Association for Peace and Economic Development, IAED, affirms the role of businesses, business leaders, and investors to make the world a better place. In early 2020, UPF convened a rally of hope featuring dignitaries including Pastor Paula White, Cambodia Head of State His Excellency Hun Sen, President Macky Sall of Senegal, former Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper, former US Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich, former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, and many others.
I believe that the Universal Peace Federation and its a broad set of partnerships in the realms of politics, religion, academia, media, economy, arts, women and youth serve as a good model. I believe the Universal Peace Federation will become a cornerstone to build lasting peace around the world and the heavenly unified Korea based on interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values.
Celebrating 15 years, UPF will continue to grow through service, dialogue, and collaboration, guided by its spiritual and moral vision of one family under God.
Thank you. That was a wonderfully powerful, inspiring movie. Can we have a round of applause, please? And I would like to invite up Eva Chen, the Director of the Universal Peace Federation. Please give her a round of applause.
Okay. I've been asked from Robin that I have only 1 minute. It's great to see all of you here. For you who see me for the first time, I'm Everton. I'm taking over from Margaret Ali. It's lovely to see you all. Thank you so much, Sangita, for bringing us all together. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see your brilliant performances. Thank you.
Thank you, Eva. I would now like to introduce, on behalf of the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace, it will be an introduction and an update at UPF UK, Dr Sangita Swechcha. Round of applause for Dr Sangita.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you all today in an event leading through stories, culture, resilience, and voices of change in Nepal. Thank you for joining us here this evening at the Universal Peace Federation UK. As the chair of the International Association of Art and Culture for Peace, I'm honored to be here in a platform that believes in the transformative power of art and culture. Through storytelling, whether in film, literature, or music, we are able to connect across borders, challenge perspectives, and inspire meaningful change. Today's Leading Through Stories event explores how narratives shape not only individual lives, but also communities and societies. This evening, we bring that focus to Nepal, a country rich in cultural heritage, resilience, and deeply human stories. The stories you'll experience tonight are not just about Nepal, they reflect universal values, dignity, perseverance, identity, and hope. From the journey of self-reliance in Krishna, a documentary which we are going to play tonight, to the celebration of living heritage, and to voices that challenge traditional boundaries, each segment shows how culture continues to evolve while holding on to its roots. Storytelling is powerful because it allows us to see beyond statistics and headlines. It brings us closer to real lives, real struggles, and real courage. It reminds us that even in the face of challenges, individuals continue to create meaning and inspire others. At IAACP, we believe that culture is not just something we preserve, it is something we actively shape. By creating spaces like this, we encourage dialogue, reflection, and collaboration across cultures and communities. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to UPF UK, our speakers, filmmakers, artists, and everyone who has contributed to making this evening possible. And most importantly, thank you to all of you for being here tonight, for being part of this shared experience. I hope this evening will inspire you, move you, encourage you to reflect on the stories that shape our lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sangita. I've already been inspired so far, so thank you. So now I'm going to introduce a video which is from the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace. It is the Europe and Middle East region. Could we have the video, please, Raymond? Thank you. Well, that was a stunning performance, and that was a video of Eva. And I would like to introduce Eva Pejkofski to the stage. Sorry. She's going to join us online. So we're going to have the video, Raymond, for Eva Pejkofski.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Can you all see me and hear me? Yeah. Good. Okay. Because I cannot see you, this is a special experience for me. It's first time joining people who actually gather in person. And there is no relationship between us, at least not for me, visible. But yes, I'm really happy to join you today. And I will start. Thank you for having me, as I said, at this event. Congratulations, Sangita and the team, IAACP UK, UPF UK for this event. The video that we just saw features a performance by myself, together with a renowned soprano singer, Seiko Lee, Japanese soprano, at a large peace rally in South Korea. And in case you were wondering what the language is, the piece is called Song to the Moon by the Czech composer Antonín Dvořák, whom many of you certainly know. So it is an honor to be here and to have the opportunity to share a few thoughts with you today. I would like to begin with a short introduction about myself, then I briefly talk about the Association of Arts and Culture for Peace in Europe and Middle East, and also offer you a few thoughts on the broader role that arts and culture can play in building and sustaining peace in our communities and in the world. So let me start with a few words about my background. I'm grateful to my parents who gave me the opportunity to develop my talents from a very early age. Since childhood, I studied violin, obviously, piano and solo singing. I sang in choirs, played in orchestras. Later, I was accepted into Prague Conservatory, where I continued my violin studies, which became my main major. And I eventually completed my bachelor's degree in violin at the University of Ostrava City in the Czech Republic. So I am from Czech Republic, yes. Music has been my lifelong companion, I can say. And art in general has always been played an essential role for me in my life. I could overcome many challenges thanks to it. And I feel like thanks to the art and culture, I can live a happy, meaningful, and creative life. And at the same time, there has always been a second important direction in my life, which I would describe as a desire to contribute to peace. From a very young age, I was drawn to all kinds of volunteering. I participate in all kinds of prevention programs or volunteered in homes for elderly and so on. Since then, I have taken part in many initiatives aimed at promoting peace and good values. I can truly say that these two paths, music or art, and peace building have shaped my life equally. And that is why I gladly accepted quite recently the responsibility to serve as coordinator or chair of the International Association of Art and Culture for Peace in Europe and Middle East. Yes, this role allows me to bring together both of my passions, art and peace building. Over the years, I have attended many conferences dedicated to peace. I have had the opportunity to engage in discussions with very distinguished guests and VIPs from around the world, to exchange ideas, to participate in working groups focused on solving global challenges. And at the same time, I have performed in concerts across many countries. And through these experiences, I have come to some realizations. At conferences, we talk, we exchange contacts, we generate ideas. Some of these ideas are even implemented sometimes, but many are not. And often it takes a great deal of time and effort to overcome differences, or even to overcome simple cultural and language barriers. But then something remarkable happens. The same people who may struggle to connect through words can sit together at a concert or see a movie, and in just a few moments, their hearts connect. Art and sport also has this extraordinary power. As an artist myself, I witness this almost every time I perform. Art is a form of communication that goes directly from heart to heart. It can break down barriers instantly. It can move people to tears, even those who may stand on opposite sides of conflict. Of course, I speak primarily about music as it is my field, but this applies to all forms of art. Our founders, Reverend Sun Myung Moon and Dr. Hak Jahan, clearly recognized this powerful potential, and they initiated and supported numerous projects in the field of arts and culture and sports, as was already mentioned today. Although IAACP is a relatively young organization, it stands on a strong foundation built by many artistic initiatives, choirs, orchestras, dance groups, such as the famous Little Angels and many others. However, the role of art and culture goes beyond bringing people together in the given moment. It also plays a crucial role in shaping future generations. As a mother of 4 children and someone with experience in education, I always emphasize one important message. I often say to people, please, please, please encourage your children to do art, whether it is learning a musical instrument, dancing, or any other creative activity. It is not about becoming a professional artist. Besides its healing potential, through art, children can develop perseverance, focus, patience, discipline, and the ability to work step by step towards a goal. And these are qualities that form stable and internally whole and healthy individuals. And such individuals, such children and young people, are the foundation of a future peaceful society. So to summarize what I just said, arts and culture help create peace in the present moment by touching heart, just like this. And they help build a peaceful future by nurturing the next generation. So in a world where challenges often seem overwhelming and where one might think that now is not the time to enjoy art, or now is time to cut finances for art, etc., arts and culture offer a true source of hope. I'm sorry, this is my son visiting. Yes. In conclusion, the power of arts and culture can, and I believe it will, contribute to a more peaceful and hopeful world. Let us support initiatives that make the arts accessible to everyone, especially children. Let us encourage young people to explore their creativity and develop their talents. As Reverend Sun Myung Moon said in his autobiography, this is a famous speech, I'm sure many of you read it or heard it. People often think that politics move the world, but that is not the case. Culture and art move the world. In the deepest depths of the heart, we are not touched by reason, but by emotion. When a change takes place in the heart and a person opens up to new things, the result is that ideologies and social regimes can change. Yes, so this is all that I would like to share. Maybe just very shortly about IAACP EUME, or Europe and Middle East. We are currently mainly focusing on strengthening our network of national coordinators. So there are not yet some big visible projects on European level. We are working on boring and seemingly unimportant things such as promotional materials. But we are preparing to start working on activities such as perhaps art for peace competitions or even potential cooperation with organizations like UNESCO. So I hope there's a lot of big things to come. So that is all from me. Thank you for attention, and I wish you all the best for the event. I'm looking forward to join you.
Thank you, Eva, and I have brought my daughter to work with me as well, so don't worry. It's a pleasure to see your son. Round of applause for Eva Pejkofski. Thank you for joining us. So we now move to our featured documentary, which is Krishna, A Story of Self-Dependence. Sanjok Basyal is the director and producer of Krishna, and this is about the documentary. Despite living with a physical disability, Krishna Thapa begins each day before sunrise, travelling across Pokhara to sell newspapers and earn an honest living. His journey, marked by dignity, perseverance and quiet strength, is captured in the documentary Krishna. While many of us, though physically able, sometimes lose hope or feel overwhelmed by life, Krishna moves forward with gratitude and determination. Through his resilience, the film poses a powerful question. If he can embrace life with courage and self-resilience, what holds the rest of us back? Krishna is a reminder that life becomes beautiful when we choose purpose, effort, and hope. Raymond, could we have the documentary? It's 13 to 14 minutes.
कृष्णको आमा हो। मेरो नाम विष्णुमाया थापा हो। योभन्दा 25 वर्ष अगाडि आएर यहाँ पोखरा बसेको। जन्मैदेखि त्यस्तै भयो। अहिले 22 वर्षको भयो। बोकेर हिँड्दा नि तेरो बच्चाको मुन्टो लड्यो लड्यो भाँच्यो भन्थे। अब आमालाई हुँदो रहेछ सबै कुरा पीडा। अब मरे नि मरस भन्दै बोकेर हिँड्ने, अरूको मुखिन्जेल त आफूलाई त मुटुको घाया छोरा हो, भोलि केही न केही होला नि भन्थे। विदेशी मान्छेले पनि 6 महिना वर्ष दिन ल्याएर लगाई, दिनको 50 रुपैयाँ तिर्दा पनि उसको उपचार भएन। नसा कमजोरीको लाइले भने अब डाक्टरहरू वरिपरि सानो सानो डाक्टर भाटामा त लगेँ। अब ठुलो ठुलो मेरो खर्च गर्न सकिनँ मैले। सानो सानो खर्चले त्यसलाई बचाएँ। यही गण्डकी हस्पिटल लएँ। काठमाडौँ लैजाम भन्दाखेरि अब एउटा चाहिँ को 3000 लाग्छ भने अब बेलुका खाने चामल छैन। अब 3000 म लिन कहाँ जाम? यहाँ गर्दाखेरि हुँदैन नसा सम्बन्धीको भनेर भने। त्यसो भनेपछि अब अरू दबाई खुवाउँदा 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 अब त्यस्तो भयो। सानैबाटै हो, सानैबाटै गर्भैबाट अपङ्ग भएको हो, बिचबाट भएको होइन। अब उसले गरेर मलाई खाना देला कि भन्ने आशामा जान्थे भने उसलाई नै मैले पाल्न पर्यो। गाह्रो भयो। अहिलेसम्म अब उसैले पालिराखेको छु। दुःख गरेर हुर्काइराखेको छु। अहिले उसले आफूले कृष्णले आफूले अहिले आफूलाई पढाइ खर्च अलिअलि पुर्याइराखेको छ। अहिले 2 वर्ष भयो त्यसो गरेको। त्यसले दुःख धेरै, अब खानेकुरामै दुःख, खानेकुरा खान सक्दैन थियो, दुध मात्रै पिलाएर बस्थेँ। अब बोडकामा ढिँडो पकाएर बोडकामा बोकेर ज्यामी काममा जान्थेँ। अब भातको सितो निल्दैन थियो 7 वर्षसम्म। त्यहाँ पछिबाट 8 को लाएपछि बल्ल बल्ल अलिअलि भात निल्न थाल्यो। 7 वर्षबाट स्कुल पठाएँ, यसो बानी गराएर तै पनि राम्रो हुन्छ कि भनेर स्कुल पठाएपछि अलि मुन्टो धान्न थाल्यो। त्यसो गर्दा गर्दा अहिले अब राम्रै भनौँ हिँड्छ, अलिअलि गुमुसोर्न परे छैन। माया लाग्यो, अब फाल्न सकिएन, आफ्नो छोरछोरी हो। धेरै माया लागेर उसलाई चाहिँ हुर्काएँ बढाएँ अहिलेसम्म। अब बिहान 4 बजे उठ्छ, 4 बजे उठेर नयाँ बजार पत्रिका लिन जान्छ, त्यहाँबाट बस पार्क जान्छ, पृथ्वी चोक जान्छ, रत्न चोक जान्छ, अनि बिरौटा जान्छ, त्यहाँबाट घुम्दै 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 ड्याम साइड जान्छ, त्यहाँबाट फेरि लेक साइड जान्छ, त्यहाँबाट फेरि पृथ्वी चोक आउँछ, त्यहाँबाट नगरपालिका घुम्दै 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 घर आइपुग्छ। 10 बजे घर आउँछ घुमेर, अनि फेरि स्कुल गएर जान्छ खाना खाएर।
स्कुलको नाम सेवा केन्द्र। कृष्णलाई चाहिँ मैले सायद त्यति बेला 7-8 वर्षका थियो होला, त्यति बेलादेखि चिन्छु। किनभने म पहिला चाहिँ यहाँ थिइनँ, तल बगलटोलमा एउटा स्कुल छ अपाङ्ग बच्चाहरूको, त्यो स्कुलमा काम गर्दाखेरि नै कृष्ण चाहिँ त्यहाँ स्कुलमा भर्ना भयो। अनि त्यहाँ आउने बेलामा त उता आमासँगै आएको थियो, तर स्कुलमा बस्न मान्थेन पहिला त। अनि पछि बानी हुँदै गएपछि बस्यो। तर उसलाई चाहिँ मेरै क्लासमा थियो पहिला त। अनि ऊ चाहिँ सिपी भए पनि बौद्धिक अपाङ्ग भए पनि ऊ चाहिँ बौद्धिक अपाङ्गसँग त्यति दाँच्न सकिँदैन, किनभने बौद्धिक अपाङ्गलाई सधैँभरि एउटाको सहायता चाहिन्छ, तर कृष्णलाई त्यति चाहिँदैन। ऊ त पहिला आउँदाखेरि भन्दा स्कुलमा आउँदै गर्दा उसले धेरै कुराहरू टिप्न सक्यो। अरू बौद्धिक अपाङ्ग बच्चाहरू भन्दा त ऊ धेरै राम्रो छ, किनभने उसले चाहिँ एकपटक सिकाएको कुरा एकदम बुझ्छ।
खाना पानी ल्याम, तरकारी ल्याम, उयो अब राति हिँड्छ, यत्रो नयाँ बजार घुम्दै 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 पत्रिका बेच्छ। अब त्यसले बेचे पैसाले अब जम्मा गरेर त्यसले कहिले आफैले राख्छ। राख, अब तैँले गतिलो भएदेखि गरेर खान्थिस् अरूसित, आफै पढ आफै राख भन्छु मैले। अनि अब दोकान राख्छु, यताउता गर्छु म भनेर भन्छ। अब त्यो के कमाइले दिने हो र त्यसलाई मैले राखिदिने हो र? कमाइ छैन, आफूले अब यही रक्सी पानी यताउता गरेको खर्चले घर व्यवहारै टार्न पर्यो, खान पर्यो, दाल चामल ल्याउन पर्यो, दाउरो साउरो खोज्नु पर्यो। अब केले पुग्छ र मैले दोकान राखिदिने? अनि पख भन्दाखेरि जहिले नि पख भन्छ उसले। अनि कसरी मैले दोकान राखिदिने, तँलाई के गरी राखिदिने, कसरी चलाउनेमा त भनेर भन्यो भने अनि पैसा कमा जति खाइसकिस् भनिदिन्छ। अनि खाना परेन भन्यो भने अनि हाँस्छ खुसुक्क। अब गाली गर्ने कुरा नि भएन। सुरुमा त 5 रुपियाँबाट 5 रुपियाँ ल्याएर दिन्थ्यो मलाई पत्रिका बेचेको। गर्दै गर्दै अहिले 250 पत्रिका बेचेर कहिले 300, कहिले 250, कहिले 150 त्यो पत्रिका बेचेर त्यसरी ल्याएर मलाई नै दिन्छ कृष्णले। उसले दिएको पैसा ल्याएर अब कुनै बेलामा मैले 150 यसो चलाउँछु, होइन भनेदेखि उसको खाता छ, उसको खातामा राखिदिन्छु। पछि अब म त मरेर गइहालौँला, भोलि उसको नाममा राखिदिएपछि उसले झिकेर खान सक्छ। भोलि अब केही भोक लाग्ला दोकानमा गएर किनेर खाला, आफूले अब खान पर्यो, उसले जीविका चलाउन पर्यो। मैले अहिले खाइदिएर भएन, त्यसलाई राखिदिनु पर्यो। मैले त्यसको पैसा सितिमिति चलाउँदिनँ। उसले पत्रिका बेचेर ल्याएको पैसा मैले चलाएँ भने भोलि त्यसले के खान्छ? उसै त अपाङ्ग छ, अहिले मेरो त 4 हात खुट्टा चलिरहेछ। त्यस्ताले कमाएर ल्याएर मलाई दियो भनेर मैले खाइदिनु भएन। भोलि त्यसको भविष्यलाई साँचेर राख्दिनु पर्यो मैले। म त उसको आमा हो। भोलि चाहिँ मैले खुवाउन पर्यो, आज त खुवाउन पर्यो, हुर्काउन पर्यो भनी भोलि मेरो स्याहापछि दुःख पाउला भन्ने मलाई धेरै आशा छ नि। त्यो बाबुको पैसा मैले खान्न बाबु, राखिदिन्छु। मैले यसले कमाएर ल्याएर दिएला भन्ने मेरो सोचै थिएन। धेरै माया लाग्छ त्यसलाई। त्यसलाई कसले पाल्ने कसले ताल्ने मेरो सास हुन्जेल त मैले खुवाउँछु, हुर्काउँछु, बढाउँछु, खानिदिन्छु, आइज बाबु भन्छु। बिहान 4 बजे उठेर जान्छ, रुनमुन लाउँछ। म जान्छु नि सँगै पठाइदिन बाबु तेरो पत्रिका भन्दाखेरि नआइज त बुढी भइस भन्छ। अपङ्ग भए पनि मैले पालिराखेछ। भोलि म त्यसैले गर्छ मलाई। त नरोई, म एकछिन घरमा छैन भने मलाई खोज्दै हिँड्छ। त्यसले ल्याएको पैसा पनि गन्दैन। ला आमा तै गन भन्छ, पत्रिका बेचेर ल्याएको पैसा। यो त मलाई अब मैले चुरुट पनि खान्छु कोही बेला। त्यो तँलाई यति खा भनेर उसले दिन्छ। अब त्यसको कमाइ मैले अब 22 वर्ष पुगेर 23मा टेक्न लाग्यो। अब अहिले 22 कै भनौँ। 22 वर्षमा अहिले 2 वर्ष भयो त्यसले काम गरेको। 20 वर्षदेखि गर्यो, अहिले 2 वर्ष भयो। 30 रुपियाँ लिएर हिँडेको त्यो आफै काम खोजेर त्यो पत्रिका बेच्नलाई आफैले खोजेर गरेको। अलिअलि गाह्रै हुन्छ नि बाबु उसको भाषा बुझ्नलाई पनि। कुनै कुरा अब उनीहरूको भाषाले बोल्छन्, मैले अब त्यो कुनै बुझ्दिनँ। बुझ्न त बुझ्छु, ढिलो बुझ्छु। अब आफूले पाएको छोरछोरी हो, बुझ्न त पर्यो नि बाबु जसो तसो गरेर पनि भन्ने हिसाबमा। पछि सोद्धा तेरो दिमाग छैन भन्छ मलाई। छ भनेर पछि अब कुरा बुझिन्छ, अब बुझ्छ, अब कराउँछ। ऊ कराएर पनि भन्छ मलाई यो कुरा यस्तो भनेर। पाल्न पर्यो, हुर्काउन पर्यो, आमाको पीडा रहेछ। जस्तै भए पनि बाउलाई मतलब हुँदो रहेनछ। ऊ छोडेर अब 16-17 वर्ष भयो गएको। अहिले पनि आफ्नो मुख बोल्न सक्दैन, इसाराको कुरा गर्छ। अहिले पनि बाहिर जान्छु भन्छ। अब त्यस्तो अपाङ्गलाई कसले लैजान्छ बाहिर? म बाहिर जान्छु, मेरो पैसा राख्दै जम्मा गर्दै भन्छ। अब उसको पैसा अलिअलि त खर्च चाहिन्छ, आफूले खर्च गर्न पर्यो। अब अलिअलि जम्मा गर्दाखेरि पुग्दैन। त्यसलाई बाहिर लानलाई कुन देशमा कसले लान्छ र जानी त्यो। अब कहिले अब गाडी भाडा दिएनन् भनेर पिटेर पठाउँदा रहेछन्। पिटेर पठाउँदाखेरि दे तेरो कति लाउँछ भाडा दे, त्यसै नहिन्, दे अर्काको दे, कार्ड देखा, अपाङ्गको कार्ड छ कार्ड देखा भनेर भन्छु मैले आफैले। अब मेरो छोरो अपाङ्ग भए पनि अरूको हेरी अरूको देखेर कोही दुनियाँ दिवाना खाएर घुमेर डुलेर हिँडे पनि मेरो छोरो अब केही खाँदैन, जस्तो दियो त्यतै खान्छ। अब टाइममा काममा जान्छ, बिहान पत्रिका बेच्न जान्छ, आउँछ 10 बजे खाना खान्छ, त्यहाँबाट स्कुल जान्छ, त्यहाँबाट बेलुका आउँछ खाजा खान्छ। आफ्नो घरको सकी नसकी यसो भाँडासाँडा माझ्छ। सबैभन्दा आफूलाई यही खुसी लागेछ। मलाई माया धेरै गर्छस्? माया धेरै गर्छस्? मलाई राम्रो गर्छस्? हो मलाई दुःख दिने नदिने? म बुढी भयो, अब के गर्ने? म काम गर्न सक्दैन, मलाई पाल्छस् है?
Well, that was incredibly moving, and as a single mother in those circumstances, I can't imagine how she feels, but I believe that they are an inspirational mother and son, definitely. So Sanjok Basyal, director and producer, cannot join us tonight, but he has sent his speech, and we'll have Sangita on the stage to read the speech from the director and producer. Sangita, please.
Yeah, this one is from the director and producer of this documentary, Sanjok Basyal. He emailed me his speech, which I'm going to read. Before that, I would also like to say I'm also quite moved by the documentary, and this documentary, I was also involved in the beginning with Sanjok a couple of years back, and I feel very proud to be presenting this documentary over here tonight. And at the same time, I would also like to say this documentary is also being screened and featured in the USA Global TV on 20th of April next month, where I'll be again speaking about the documentary. And at the same time, the documentary will be aired from the USA Global TV, which goes in 100 countries. So I'm quite excited. Nepali documentary going around, being played around the world. So I'm now going to read Sanjok's speech, which I received today. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank you for the opportunity to screen the documentary Krishna in London at the Universal Peace Federation UK. Although I'm not able to be in person, it means a great deal to me that Krishna's story is being shared with such a thoughtful audience. The documentary was made in 2015 and released in 2018. It has been a few years since then, but its essence remains the same. Krishna's story continues to inspire and remind us of the beauty of life and resilience in the face of hardship. About 10 years ago, when I was living in my hometown, Pokhara, I used to see Krishna frequently during my daily routine. He was a familiar face on the streets, quietly carrying out his work. Today, I live in Kathmandu, but whenever I visit Pokhara, I see him again. Those memories return like a flashback. Krishna wakes up early every morning and travels across different parts of Pokhara selling newspapers to make a living. Despite his disability, his perseverance, love for life, and commitment to his work are truly inspiring. Watching Krishna work with such determination often makes me reflect on how many people who are physically able sometimes lose hope. He reminds us that dignity comes from effort and that life can still be beautiful even in the face of hardship. The purpose of this documentary is simple. If a young man with a disability can work with pride, live with courage, and move forward with optimism, it reminds all of us that life becomes meaningful when we endure and appreciate what we have. Krishna's story is not only about struggle, it's about resilience, dignity, and the strength of human spirit. Thank you once again for watching the documentary and for giving Krishna's story a space to be shared today. Sanjok Basyal. Thank you, Sanjok. Even though you couldn't join us tonight, it's a very powerful speech that he shared his experience. You shared your experience. Maybe like he will watch later on when it will be available online. Maybe let's give a round of applause to Sanjok Basyal for giving such a great documentary for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Sangita. So we will now move to our cultural presentation, which is the living heritage of Nepal. We have 3 dancers with us who will be performing a Nepali cultural dance. So we have Suhana Sharma, Ivana Neupane, and Nihanka Rai, all the way to the stage. Please give them a big round of applause as they come up to do their Nepali cultural dance. We're just waiting for the music to be started for the Nepali cultural dance. So if you just give us a few minutes, just bear with us and we will get started shortly. Okay, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a change to the schedule while we get our Nepali cultural dance performers ready. We're going to skip to the special screening and music. So I'm going to introduce the Indira Dimay Maicha official teaser screening. And so this is going to play, and then I will call Sangita up afterwards. Raymond, could we have the official teaser screening, please?
통시비 스위덴형 지구 네파 대세 지성 타나고야 전하고 지구 네와 바정 키 나키 पश्चिमा धिमे वा छुना बाजा सुना मिसापिसा थाय मजु बाजा थाइगु थिहे मजु थाइगु परम्परा दु
को बाजा थाउज्या मिसपिनुको मकुमै नासा दियो तचाइका
छ्या मिसापिसा नासा दियो थि मजु बा
इन्दिरा
तर थो परम्परा याता तो थलेता मिसापिसा छ्या बाजा थि मजु मिसापिसा छ्या बाजा थाय मजु थाइगु न्यासा बोलंका मिसा मस्टेसन बाजा थिजु मिसा मस्टेसन बाजा थायजु थाइगु साहस याना तो अन्धविश्वास दुने तकेना चोंगु 지구 समाजयात हिउपा हेगु नीति छम मिसा मचा है कुत यागुदु
Claudia, what the what of Lilo Surapina Moshila, Miss Alafina TV Tower. Mafia Nedisa Tonji Bazan Tamaku
थोप्याखं चेगु ऐतिहासिक नगरी पौराणिक अले सांस्कृतिक नगरी खोपदेया ओ साहसी म्यामोचा प्रतिभावान म्यामोचा इन्दिरा लाछिमसु छम मिसा मचा रिया नेवा बाल्जो थागु नीति याकुगु संघर्षया प्याखंख इन्दिरा धिमे मैचा
Thank you. That was a teaser of a film that you can see. Dr. Sangita is going to introduce more about the movie and then explain about the gender differences in music and breaking cultural barriers. Round of applause for Sangita, please.
Thank you for watching the teaser of Indira Dime Maicha. It's a biopic movie of a rebellious Newari girl. As we have seen, the movie featured the struggle of a courageous Newari girl. Newari girl refers to a girl from the Newar community, the indigenous people of Kathmandu Valley in Nepal. And I'm also proud to say that I also belong to the same community. So as we have seen, the movie is based on the biography of Indira Lachimasu. It shows the struggle of Indira, challenging a belief of culture where females were forbidden from playing Newa Baja instruments. The movie showed how she made a way to learn instrument and became first woman to play Newa instrument, including Dime, at an international stage when girls were not allowed to play. In this movie, Rosina Suwal, Simrik Shrestha, Rupendra Shrestha, Nagina Shrestha, Madan Krishna Shrestha are the main characters. And the movie was directed by Surendra Thuladar. To briefly tell about the movie, what stands out immediately is not just the story of one woman, but the deeper reality of gender difference in traditional music. For a long time, many cultural spaces, especially in instrument playing, have been shaped by unwritten rules about who can and cannot participate. In many communities, including Newar culture, instruments like Dime were historically reserved for men, while women were expected to remain in more limited roles. Indira's journey challenges that boundary. Her story is not only about talent, but about courage, the courage to step into spaces where women were not traditionally seen or heard. This story reminds us that representation matters. When one woman breaks a barrier, she creates space for many others to follow. So this is not just a biopic, it's a reflection of how culture evolves and how important it is that it evolves inclusively. Thank you for watching the teaser of Indira Dime Maicha.
Thank you, Sangita. So I'd like to check if we're ready for our Nepali cultural dance. We're ready? Okay. Ready? Okay. So that was Suhana Sharma? Yes? No? Sorry. So that was Niharika Rai, and I will now introduce Suhana Sharma and Ivana Nupani for the Nepali cultural dance.
के हुन्न हजुर आफै हुन्छ दिनदिनै भेट्नलाई आउँदिन दिनदिनै भेट्नलाई आउँदिन दुई दिनलाई आयो दुई दिनलाई हो माया लाउँदैन दिनदिनै भेट्नलाई आउँदिन दिनदिनै भेट्नलाई आउँदिन दुई दिनलाई आयो दुई दिनलाई हो माया लाउँदैन दुई दिनलाई हो माया लाउँदैन
Dance please, come on.
सञ्जालीलाई बाटो भन्छन् गल्नेलीलाई सिधा पत्तो यसै भाग्य मानी तिमीलाई जोबान दिँदा परान तिम्रै हो म भरोसा गर्न ए परान तिम्रै हो म भरोसा गर्न ए तिम्रै हो म भरोसा गर्न
Okay, can we have another round of applause for our dancers, Niharika Rai, Suhana Sharma and Ivana Newpain. Thank you, that was beautiful dancing, I really enjoyed that. I would now like to introduce Rajendra Kas, founder, Prativa Nakshatra, who will be talking about preserving Nepali culture and tradition through cultural integration and community collaboration. So, Rajendra Kas, please. Apologies, we're going to have Nick Fernandez. Sorry?
My name is Nick Hadzihanis.
Hadzihanis. Okay, so Nick Hadzihanis is going to speak to us about preserving Nepali culture and tradition through cultural integration and community collaboration. Big round of applause for Nick, please.
Hi everybody, Rajendra has asked me to speak on his behalf. I'm thoroughly familiar with the organisation and its work in the wider world and Plumstead. And essentially what the outreach has done is it's demonstrated what Nepalese community is. It's demonstrated what the 280 odd members of the Nepalese diaspora do to each other to demonstrate their own individual cultural heritage. And it's a really good showcase and example for other communities to see how, even though we're divided subgroups within our larger group, we can all come together, demonstrate our unique cultural ethnocentric twist, and everyone can celebrate everybody else's potential, everyone else's achievements. All the kids can get to know each other. People can learn new skills, learn new instruments. Raj has organised different instrumental lessons on different Nepalese instruments for all members of the community. So while Pratibha Nakshatra is primarily about celebrating Nepalese culture and heritage, it does it in a way which is inclusive to all cultures. And I don't know if you know, but in Plumstead, where we live, we just had our first Nepalese mayor. He stood down recently. The Nepalese culture is very much appreciated in our area. We've got murals and all manner of other street art that's been inspired by Nepalese themes, Nepalese traditional artistic styles. We had a great artist living with us, Nepalese artist, who has worked with Pratibha Nakshatra and has just returned to Nepal to create his own artist colony. And he's done a number of great artworks, shared them with the community and spread them around. So I'd really like to point out that Raj, sitting over there, shyly in the corner, is the person that deserves our undying praise. And we should really look to him as an example of the type of work that we should be doing, celebrating our own community's work, but with a nod to introducing everybody else to what we're doing. And then hopefully they can do the same thing and we can all become one bigger, happier family. That's my speech. I don't know who's going to watch this and in what languages, so let's go for some Mandarin. Women I ni men I wo, women dajia. We love you, you love us, we're one big family. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. And just to ask if anyone's got any questions regarding the living heritage of Nepal, if anyone wants to share any reflections. No? Okay. Another round of applause for the dancers and for Raj and Nick, please. Thank you. We'll now move to our talk and book cover launch. We are launching we're having the talk from Niels Lund, Where Images Meet Words, Visual Storytelling Across Cultures. I'd like to invite Niels to the stage to discuss the book.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here with all of you. Let me just get this computer up on the screen. You can probably find the cord. Yeah. I just need to hit that play button. Okay. I'm very glad to be able to tell this story to you. It's been a very long journey for me. It eventually made it possible for me to meet with Sangita. I first got in touch with her 6 months ago. We met in real life 3.5 hours ago. And we are actually creating a book together with Nepali stories. I have done the photography, and my journey started more than 50 years ago. I was a young kid, 10, 12 years old, and I saw these fantastic images from the Himalayas and Nepal. I was really fascinated with the images. It stuck with me. And a small seed started growing inside of me, a dream of one day I was going to travel to this beautiful place on earth to meet with the people. And I didn't tell anyone. This was my secret. And my dream kept on growing within me during all the years of education, going to school and studying. And then finally in 1983, 43 years ago, I bought a one-way ticket to New Delhi, India. I didn't tell anyone until the day before I actually traveled, which was August 15th in 1983. I told my parents I was leaving for Nepal via New Delhi. I didn't know when I would get back, but hopefully I'll get back sometime. And they were shocked. I told some of my friends. And arriving in New Delhi in, I think, around 12 o'clock in the night, I found a place to stay for the night. I spent some days in India before traveling onwards to Kathmandu, where I finally realized my dream had come true. I was going to see Nepal. With my cameras, and I came to Kathmandu. I had no plans. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know what to do. But I found somewhere to stay, a nice room pretty close to Durbar Square. And I will now show you some pictures while speaking. All these pictures are taken 43 years ago. Most of them have never ever been shown to anyone. This is at Durbar Square, where I came every morning to have my breakfast, served by this woman, a glass of tea and a bagel or a croissant. So you will now see some images. Also Durbar Square, for those who've been to Kathmandu, you can probably see where this is. First, I spent some days in Kathmandu, just walking around, taking photographs of everyday life, meeting with people. I also was told that you have to go to the different coffee shops, meet with the people there. I needed to find out where should I go in Nepal. I wasn't going to stay in Kathmandu for the whole time, so I needed to find the right place to go and visit. I talked to different guys, and especially one was really helpful. He told me, you should go to the Annapurna region. He then became my tour guide during the whole trip. So we took a bus to Pokhara. Pokhara, you saw the film about Krishna, which was in Pokhara. And then arriving in Pokhara, we grabbed our rucksacks and started trekking in towards the Annapurna mountains and a small place called Muktinath. all these are from Kathmandu. When trekking in the Annapurna region, we stayed with different families for a day or two, or even up to 4 or 5 days, living together with these people. And it was really fascinating to see and experience their lives, so different from my life in Oslo. And I think after spending almost 3 months in the mountains, still images from Kathmandu, close to Durbar Square. I noticed afterwards that I don't have any tourists in any of the pictures. So, and I didn't think of that until before I came back home and started looking at the pictures. So, well, we traveled on and had a great time meeting with all these local people living in their simple huts, seeing the kids walking an hour or two back and forth to school. But after 3 months, I needed to get back home to Norway, bringing with me somewhere between 2,500 or 3,000 different images, and also an experience for lifetime. And I'm quite sure that this trip in some way have shaped the person I am today. And of course, Nepal will always be close to my heart. This is Pokhara, the main street of Pokhara in 1983. Quite different from today. There are millions of people living there today. I don't know how many back then. When coming back to Oslo, I didn't have any rush to show all these pictures. I made a short story for the newspaper I worked in. I printed a few prints, showed to my friends. Otherwise, I knew that someday I would be able to use these images in a different way. My dream was kind of, I think I would like to make a book showing the pictures. But I was also quite sure that the time would be right when the time was right. I had no plans when to do this. So the years went by, and during COVID, I started again to be a little bit more serious about creating this book. But one thing I knew was that if I was gonna give out a book, it needed some stories. It could not only be images with captions. It needed some good stories about people, about the country, and it needed to be written by a Nepali writer. And I was quite sure that it needed a writer with a poetic voice. So I didn't know anyone. So I talked to my very good friend ChatGPT and asked, who are the 10 most known Nepali writers of today? And I got a list of 10 different writers. And I started Googling them. And it didn't take long before I saw Sangita's name. And I found a few of her poems online. And then I was sure she's the one. So reach out to Sangita through Messenger, I think, was the first. She has, of course, no idea who I was, so she was a little bit. She replied politely, but she had lots of projects going on, so she wasn't quite sure if she had the time to create a book together with me. But then we talked, and I showed her more and more of my pictures, and suddenly we agreed that, yes, this is a project worthwhile taking further. And now we are here. And it's coming to life, this book. We had the first Zoom meeting a month and a half ago. And Sangita told me, are we ready to present this book on this event today? And I was, what, are we that far yet? So, but yes, we would be. So these are some of the images that would be presented in the book. And I think Sangita has a short poem to read to us.
Thank you, Niels. I'm also very excited for this book. Actually, the name of the book has been picked from a line from my poem, and I was quite surprised. And I started to see like where this name comes from, and I asked him like, can we change the name? But he was so much specific, like, no, I need this name. This is the perfect name for the book. So yeah, this comes from my poem. A Purpose in Life is the name of the book, and it is a line from my poem. This was online, actually. The title of the poem is Motherhood, A Tiny Life Inside Me, which I wrote a long time back when my daughter was just born. A purpose of my life, a base to live, a flower budding inside me that impatiently cried, begging for the meaning of a life. At a terrible struggle with the life, hundreds of questions are one day aged that delused on me, exhausted and distressed. Though for living, the life was not that easy, the flower that desired to flower didn't want to wither without struggle. The amusement of life, lost in thoughts peculiarly, with the silent, helpless emotion, tensed, fell down and cried, with an abrupt pain of separation. A life as in a story, and a story of the life, with the hope to dare life, with the hope to dare live, see her courage and I, the entanglement of struggle and pain, perhaps was a trial of restraint, a tiny life to chuckle, that learned, that was a novel mesh of affection. The life sprouted inside me has a tolerance to contain her life. There is a desire and a trust for her whole life, a dream just. This is one of the poems which is going to be included in the book, but I'll have many poems and short stories included in throughout the pictures of the book. So I'm quite excited for this book, and we have already have the cover ready to present today, and today is the cover reveal day. I'm excited as well. So it's Robin, is Robin there? Could you please come here to support us? So it will be Robin, actually, like, who will be releasing the cover of the book today. Yeah, okay. It's an honor for us. Oh, yeah.
So
Hannah, where's Hannah?
Oh,
yeah.
Push the space bar and
push the space bar. Should we all do it together?
Oh, the space
so,
bar.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
It's a beautiful cover.
Thank you. So, any questions?
So are there any questions for Niels and Sangita regarding the book? Yes, gentleman at the back.
You've been to Kathmandu 40 years back through Delhi. So you were a bit scared to travel to Kathmandu, right? No?
No, I'm not scared.
Oh, right, okay. Okay. So the pictures are very unique and, we can understand 40 years back how they lived in a very deplorable condition, So what is this book is all about? What is it trying to present? The images, we can understand that, people were struggling, right? So what's the content of the book? What is trying to explain to the world about Nepal? That's what I'd love to hear about this, yeah.
If you mean with the images, yeah. I think the title "A Purpose in Life" has the meaning of more or less all the images, meaning that we all have a purpose in life.
Right.
And I felt after being in Nepal and in the Himalayas for a few weeks, I felt like even if I didn't look like a typical Nepali young man, I was blending in with the environment and also with the people.
Right.
And you need to do that if you're going to capture the looks of the people.
Gotcha. Right.
So that's what I think, and that's why when I saw Sangita's poem, "A Purpose in Life," I thought this is a very good title of the book.
Obviously, because now Nepal went through a crisis, now the new government in place, it's a very unique time to launch this book. So with that note, I've observed. This has nothing to do with you, but I just want to share some of the view, if you don't mind sharing it, because I don't know about Nepal a lot, but I have some friends. So Nepalis are born warriors, right? So they go different countries as in a way we can say mercenaries, sort of soldiers, right? British got regiment in their military setup. The Singapore have Gurkha regiment in their police force. The Indians got their regiment. Even the very unique thing is Brunei Sultan, all the personal bodyguards are Nepalese. So they are born warriors. So it is not a surprise to me to see you captured mostly ladies and people over there more than the men, because all of them at work out of the country. So that's one. And also in a very Hinduistic view, Lord Rama's wife, Lotus Sita from Nepal, Lord Buddha is from Nepal. That's the only country got a Hindu monarch in the whole Asia. So Nepal got a very unique culture behind them as well. So I believe this would have been included somewhere to show the uniqueness what they are bringing to the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any more questions for Niels or Sangita? Oh, okay, another round of applause. We've launched the book cover. Everyone can see A Purpose in Life. Thank you. Thank you. Now, moving on, we're going to have Keith Best, the chair of the board of the Universal Peace Federation UK, to talk about the role of media in culture and heritage promotion. Round of applause for Keith Best, please.
Well, dear friends, first of all, I'm sure I speak on behalf of you all to really thank all the organisers and presenters for this evening. We've had a very interesting, enjoyable, and at times very moving presentation. I always have a tingle up my spine whenever I hear the mood song from Rushalka, from Dvorak. Rushalka, as you may know, is a water nymph who has immortality which she gives up for the sake of the love of a mortal man. It's a very moving opera, if ever you've seen it, and if not, I'd recommend it to you, but it's a beautiful song. And also, when I see images such as that of Krishna and how he's tried to overcome his disability, it makes me realize how those of us who are not disabled have such a responsibility towards those who are throughout the world. So it's been a very interesting evening, and I've loved the dance as well. I have to say to Niels and others that 11 years before him, I was in Kathmandu and Pokhara, and that was because as a student, a very young man, begin to gauge my age now by what I'm saying, I decided to travel. I passed my bar exams, and before starting into my practice, I wanted to get a taste of the world. So I took a train, one-way ticket to Istanbul, and quite literally stuck my thumb up and ended up 6 months later in Singapore, having done something which sadly now, for reasons of conflict and other purposes, you cannot do. And that is travelling overland through all those intervening countries, through Turkey, through Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all the way around India, up to Nepal, Myanmar, as it was then called Burma. That was a very interesting trip. And because I was doing it as a student, I was living very simply and very often accepting hospitality where I found it, where I just met people who, I remember one person, I got on a bus in Tehran just having arrived, and he looked across at me and he said, are you English? I said, yes. He said, where are you staying? I said, well, I haven't got anywhere to stay, I've just arrived. He said, okay, we do a deal. You can stay at my place and you teach me English. And it was a deal, done, and there it was. But that was just typical of actually the experiences I had. And I think, sadly, as you get older, we start staying in hotels and we lose the understanding of the way other people live. And that's very relevant to this evening about culture, because culture transcends all humanity. It is the entirety of humanity. And it really does bring home the message of UPF that we are all one family under God. But until you actually have lived in other people's homes, until you see the way they live, the way they eat, what they eat, their attitudes to life, the whole aspect of Hinduism looking more at spiritual levels rather than materialistic levels and things of that nature, until you begin to understand where people are coming from with their spirituality as well as their daily existence, you cannot really understand what their attitudes or their positions are. And that is so critical to what we try to achieve in UPF, which is dialogue. It is to understand people. And in order to understand people, you have to understand the background of their culture and their religion and their way of life and what has formed them and what has given them the views that they have, their history. All these are incredibly important aspects of somebody's existence. It is what makes people. And until you understand what makes people, how can you possibly begin to have a dialogue with them whereby you can actually find wherein their true feelings lie. So I've been very moved by this evening. I was billed as talking about the role of the media. I think that is very simple. The media, in its best form, is a way of telling the truth about different parts of the world and cultures that we cannot reach. These are overseas correspondents, they are journalists, they are people. Sometimes, sadly, what we read is not written from the objective of the truth. It is written from a very personal point of view. There's nothing wrong in that. But where that is a view that is put across in a way that is trying to distort the reality, that is when we have to be very wary. I always remember Winston Churchill's famous dictum of history will be kind to me because I shall write it myself. And it is very true that people of my age were brought up in an education system where we were taught about our colonial history very much from the point of view of the colonizers, of the victors. It is only really in my lifetime where we've seen such a migration of peoples from what were former British colonies into this country that we've had to adapt and understand that when you look at some of those aspects of British history from the point of view those who were ruled, the perspective is very different. It's very different indeed. And that goes back to what point I was making about the need to try to understand people and where they're from. Mercifully, in a multicultural, multi-religious and multilinguistic society, we have better opportunity to do that. But there are still very many parts of the world where they are not exposed to that cosmopolitan aspect that we so richly enjoy in this country as a result of people having moved here and settled here. And we've lived juxtaposed with people of different backgrounds and cultures which have so greatly enriched our life. So I would say that look at the media, understand what they have to say, but also be slightly skeptical about some of the attitudes that are portrayed in the media, and read widely, look widely, view widely, try to talk to people who are from those backgrounds. We had a very interesting intervention about the documentary that, or the book that Nils and Sangita are about to write. Yes, it is true. I mean, I'm sure Nils would accept there are very many female images there. There aren't male images there. Every story will tell its own particular attitude, which is from its perspective. But we have to have a wider perspective in order to get the full picture of way people live. And I've been very privileged to have travelled very, very widely and to really get to grips with that. And I think that if you can't travel widely, then at least you can read widely, listen widely, look widely, and also speak widely with people who are from those backgrounds and begin to understand them a little better. So thank you all very much to you and everybody who's made this such a very rich occasion this evening.
Thank you, Keith. And it has been a varied and it's been a beautiful evening of culture. I appreciate being here tonight, so thank you. I would now like to introduce back Robin Marsh, Secretary General of the Universal Peace Federation UK, with closing reflections. Round of applause for Robin, please.
I'd just like to say thank you very much. It's been quite a broad, diverse array of items, of things that we could really sample and enjoy. I think through culture, then we can see how different people's lives are led. And through your photographs, through the poetry, through the dance, through so many items this evening, through the video of the young man who is coping with things with incredible gratitude. So there are many things we can learn from. So I want to say thank you very much to Sangita for organizing so much of today and putting it all together. And we have another one planned for July 18th. June 18th. Right, thank you. So June 18th, we will have another IAACP Arts and Culture for Peace program, which Sangita is putting together. So if you didn't contribute today and you want to, then please speak to Sangita. Or if you have something more that you would like to showcase to us, I think we can really have a big mind through these kinds of events. A mind grows and becomes broader and broader as we see into people's lives that normally we wouldn't meet. So if you have a chance also at the end to talk to some of the contributors, to some of the other people here before you leave, I'm sure you will find some more majestic elements that we can sample. Thank you for everything this evening. Thank you so much. And for those of you who came to watch, and not to contribute, but to watch and enjoy and appreciate, that also is really profoundly appreciated. Thank you, and let's hope that we can all join together on June 18th. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, everyone. That brings us to the end of our event. You're free to network and speak and say thank you to our organisers. Can we have one last round of applause for Sangita Swechcha and all of our participants who performed today, who shared their new book? Can we have a massive round of applause, and thank you for coming today.